what do you make of this notion? This is a lost generation. People should just tap out, especially with the young people. I'm at 2000. What's the motivation behind the thought, and why?
Okay, I think it's very important. Masikhuluma ngezinto siqale siyilinke nehistory. When you say, they say the 2000s are a lost generation. I would like to borrow from Utsietsi Mashinini when he was interviewed in 1976, immediately after the protest or the massacres of students. This is what he said when he was questioned about the education system of this country. He says, I quote, "The black student in this country is being domesticated to become a better tool for the white man when he joins the working community." Close quote. That's what he says. The black student is being domesticated to become a better tool for the white man when he joins the working community. Now, why? The question is, why do they say AMA 2000 are a lost generation? The people who were supposed to domesticate the 2000s generation to become motive forces of change have failed. Ooh, that is why we must not even try. AMA 2000. It lies within us as the older generation than AMA 2000. What have we done?
Sure.
Because if you are fed up with this type of living, then you need to find an alternative. Tina, we grew up knowing very well with the system or the gutter. Sometimes that's how we refer to the township. The gutter is brutal. The gutter is abusive. The gutter is dehumanizing us. And when we grew up, there were people who were trying to find at least some sort of upila within that type of situation. Trying to create a bit of a norm through social activities, in art, in sports, and other activities.
Of which it's dead, by the way, right
It's
now.
dead. And who is responsible?
Sure.
It's us, the older generation. So those who say AMA 2000 are a lost generation, they are confused themselves. We have not been able to domesticate AMA 2000 to become the motive forces of change. That's what has happened in this country. Hence why the Mapiano genre has been able to domesticate them to become tools of the groove.
Sure.
Even in that, my brother, we have not been able. There is an opportunity for us to change their consciousness in their current form.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't need to organize people. People are already organized.
How?
Okay. As we are referring to AMA 2Ks. If you say you have a program, trust me, we have done programs, so many of them. They are not going to come.
Yes.
They are not going to come. Because nothing interests them. They're interesting. They know that drugs, they know these things. But nothing interests them. But should you say we are going to have Amapiano dance competition? You understand? They will come in numbers.
Yeah.
And they are already organized.
Sure. Because that is where interest
Econ. You understand? And then in that moment, it's where you are going to be able to change in a perception, instill proper teachings, and then change the consciousness.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's us who are supposed to be working with AMA 2Ks. Because this thing is like a relay. You understand?
Sure.
Where we are supposed to be passing the baton.
The baton,
Passing the baton.
Is there someone at the gate?
Yeah, we understand.
Check. Sure.
So we are supposed to be passing the baton. But if we do not do that, then we have a chance to get each generation will not even understand what's in the responsibility of society. That's what is going to happen. Just like us, when you depoliticize young people, they will not understand what is the meaning of the economy. We don't even know. That's why beqala kudlala indaba siyazibuka, but then mase kufika leya ngxenye yokuthi kuvezwe zomnotho we are not interested. Omunye uthatha ifoni because we don't know. Yini leyana. When you speak of social activism,
Futhi ukuthi yini leyana and how does it impact me today?
Exactly. Exactly. So the depoliticization project, because it's a project, you understand?
Sure.
Because once I become conscious of the situation that I am in, definitely I'm going to rebel, I'm going to revolt, I'm going to organize for action. So the system or the government or the state, indlela esi operating ngayo ukuthi ibayekeni babe ignorant. The more we become ignorant, it's the more we are going to see less action from the masses. Hence why you would find some other leaders of political parties saying, no, we are here just to make sure that we do not have an unled revolution. If we are not seen as people who are championing their needs, the needs of the masses, then the masses are going to organize by themselves and revolt and lead a revolution. And we do not want to see that, an unled revolution. That's what leaders say, or so-called the leaders of other political parties, political parties. They are afraid to see the masses leading themselves.
Wow.